Afternoon, Cal. All right. All set. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Monday, July 13th, 4:30 PM. I'll call this meeting of the Board of Harbor Commissioners for the town of LaPointe to order. With us this afternoon, we have Mary Ross,
Present.
Joseph Wiltz here, Susie Widmar,
Here.
Michael Collins,
Here.
Evan Erickson.
Here.
I am present, as is Glenn Carlson.
Here.
Staff present, we have Katie Kisner. We also have Rich Kula, zoning administrator, and numerous members of the public. First up on the agenda is public comment. Take it away.
I asked Katie to distribute a public comment. So they're all documented, other than to say, I'd like you to consider tariff would be applied to first responders specifically. Details. Question. in your document.
I thought we were reading it at this meeting, so
I can read it if you want.
Well, no, just what's it about? What?
It's about asking you to create a tariff. Very for the fire department and the EMS. And the purpose is really to improve recruitment and retention. When I'm beginning to learn about the amount of time, and particularly in large blocks, these folks have to. Really, what we have is shockingly small. No, that Bayfield County now is experiencing failure to respond to emergency service calls. We're lucky up to this point, but my sense is the Harbor Commission could consider it to improve the ability.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. John Carlson, go ahead.
I just like to agree with Michael, because I made the same comment a couple times since the commissioner. And it was totally blown away by not being receptive to it. So maybe you get more help.
In point of fact, John, I think you have been bringing this up since before there was a harbor commission and asking the town to do something. So I think the original idea definitely belongs to you.
And he has it laid out well in this. We'll make sure it's distributed to the board and we'll place it on a future agenda.
I'd like to make a public comment. I'd like to thank Robin for her years of service and congratulate her on her retirement. And hopefully she has many hours of gardening. I would like to thank the crew for working a busy 4th of July weekend and during this nice cool day that we're having.
Mhm.
Here.
Here.
Yes. And also let the record reflect that Cal Linehan is with us via Zoom. I always forget to look up at the screen. Next on the agenda, minutes of the June 23rd strategic planning retreat and minutes of the June 25th regular meeting.
I'll move the approval of both sets of minutes.
I just have a question about, under, on the meeting of the 25th, item 3, public comment, Elena. Wasn't she also wondering who was in charge of the moorings at in front of Joni's Beach?
I think that was,
They're repairing.
I feel like that was more the crux of her question and I almost made a comment there, but
We can talk now.
And it was determined that the town is, but there's no harbor,
No,
there's no plan, there's no.
no, there is a plan. It's there. We studied it. And if the town were to take over any maintenance or charge for the slips or the moorings rather, that we would be incredibly liable. And that right now the DNR and the Coast Guard have jurisdiction and we could probably do well.
That's all I need to know.
Yep.
Okay.
How do we want to make a formal amendment to state that to the minutes?
Let's go along with that.
Yeah.
I'll move that maybe if you want to write it down for Katie's benefit, but I'll move that we approve the minutes with Susie's suggested refinements.
Second again.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Hi.
I
Aye.
abstain.
Next up, Chief Administrative Officer report.
We have the current balance of the Harbor Commission bank accounts. This was as of Friday, July 10th. The Miffle Utility checking account was at $524,873.13. The June revenue was just over 847,000, which was over 100% of the budgeted income for the month. July revenue, this was as of Friday, was just under 372,000, which was roughly 28% of the budgeted income for the month. I did hear back from the Bayfield School System about the scheduling requests we had sent about them considering making events on certain days to align with the ferry schedule a little bit better. And they said that they would definitely be keeping that in mind for future planning for this upcoming year. The tier 1 fuel pricing went into effect. This was as of Tuesday, June 30th. And then I also did provide June reports as well, which I had emailed out. We did report for the budget versus actual and profit and loss.
To go back to number 5, Cal, are you continuing to see diesel prices recede or have they started to uptick again?
I haven't seen that uptick again. We're holding there, but I'm waiting to get back this last Thursday.
Okay. I'm sure this won't make the local news, the reduction, but
Good news.
it's good news. Exactly.
Katie, have you and Alex been able to figure out a system where it's posted for the harbor?
We have not, we have made a plan for her to walk me through working on the website stuff. We have not gotten there yet, but she is totally fine with me working on just like the Harbor Commission page.
Great, thank you.
She's out of town at the moment, but
Okay. So-
Cal, on your report, you mentioned the SIP system. Could you explain what that is? The ship instrumentation package?
No, it's the Streamline Inspection Program. So we're one of the very small group of operators in the United States that partake in a Streamline Inspection Program. So that is how we interact with the Coast Guard. We are most vessels, such as the cruise service, their vessels get inspected by the Coast Guard. So the Coast Guard will come anywhere between once annually to as many times as 4 times annually and inspect everything from, every component of the vessel. The Coast Guard would inspect it. In Streamline Inspection Program, we inspect the vessels ourselves. So we act as the inspector in lieu of the Coast Guard, and they come once a year to audit. And during an audit, they pull random inspection criteria. They review our files and they say, yes, the way you're inspecting, meets expectations, or, improve here. So again, we're one of the few in the United States doing it. It comes with quite a few advantages, primarily significantly shorter. Audits are way shorter than inspections. But the main benefit is the quality of the vessel. And it's been noted by every inspector that we've had how good our vessels are, but also how robust our inspection process is. And we just did a massive reset. So we've been in this now since 2014. And just last year or this spring, really, we've completely revamped the entire inspection process. And we had to go through new approvals for all of it, because if you're changing an inspection criteria, everything has to get reapproved. And they said that it's the best system that they've ever seen. And that's coming from, boats, freighters, lots of other large vessels that utilize this. So it is really, the inspection that we do on our boats. But instead of, again, we doing it once a year like the Coast Guard, we're inspecting our boats, daily, weekly, kind of at the longest stretch.
Great, thank you for that.
I have a comment on that.
Go ahead.
I wonder if our audits and track record are of any note to our insurance people. Because we are consistently and continuously keeping an eye on those things. I would think that should give us some kind of an edge, if considering it's a program that's so limited in distribution.
They are aware of it. They go to the PGA
Sure.
with us, and they're aware of our active participation. But much like the fire suppression system, which I went to them for, is typically they don't reward good behavior as much as they penalize bad behavior.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I think we should make a motion to place the chief administrative officer's report on file.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up on the agenda is tariff discussion with the Chamber of Commerce. But I believe that's requested to be postponed, so we'll have that placed on a future agenda. And move on to agenda item 7, which is discuss the 2026-2027 Bayfield School contract.
It is pretty much the same as last year's.
Yeah, that's the same as last year's. I did adjust the dates to be for the next year. I'm not sure. The only adjustment we made last year is we did increase the pricing by $1 for that whole section that lists out.
So
It's basically the same.
It is the same. It is, as of right now, other than the dates have been updated, everything else is the exact same as last year.
we did increase some a year ago.
Yes.
Yeah, the rates are $13 round trip for Island students, 6 through 12. Bayfield students, 6 through 12 are the same. K through 5 are $9 round trip. I feel like we've gotten a pretty good handle on the budget, tightened it up, and I'd be happy to support this going forward. I do have one adjustment to is it 5E? Which lists the current tariff date as 5/7/2025. And we've approved tariffs since then. I believe the last one was 5/11/26 by the Harbor Commission.
Well,
But
no,
I'm
we
not
updated- We updated it in May to include the Native American.
Exactly, that's June 11th, 2026 would have been the most recent. But I don't know which date, if we want the Harbor Commission approval or the town board approval. So that'd be the only change that I would recommend.
I'd also like to, I got the contract that they have with the bus company with Viking Motors. And when they have to run extracurricular trips for sporting event, stuff like that, they do institute a charge. And I would be happy to consider charging the school district for a lake trip, for a special event.
They send oh, I see what you mean.
Charter bus, charter ferry.
Well, I would think we could go up like 50 cents on each of them, but that's not, we don't have a,
Oh,
Super strong.
in lieu of special.
no, I'm not saying in lieu of, just in general. I'm also fine with keeping it the way it is.
Maybe it needs to go to the tariff committee for further discussion before we approve it. Got a couple of suggested changes.
That should be looked at probably.
I don't,
I
sure.
think it's a good idea.
Well, let's table this pending a recommendation from our tariff committee. Next up is discussion of public Wi-Fi options.
Thoughts on this?
I mean, I think it's gonna take some proposals by different entities, like, different Wi-Fi providers as to how we can do it. I know that, MIF will have, requirements for securing their credit card lines and their Wi-Fi machines. Okay, so it'll have to be done. So I think that we need to look at a proposal before we make a decision.
I have a ton of questions myself, and I meant to reach out to Bayfield Wireless. It sounded, Steve, like you were proposing potentially like including other areas of the island, like,
After it was completely tested,
right?
that it was secure, and then expansion, I think, would be really in the betterment of the public safety, because there are areas like the rec center that I have right. It's a phone call. I mean, the kids are in that building right there.
For school.
No access to an emergency phone call right now. So I think we have an opportunity to increase safety, and as far as the events, Cal and I had a really nice discussion after the meeting last about the complexity of this, and they're still trying to iron out stuff, but they're spiraling below. There's all these different options. I did talk to Mike too, but I believe there's an opportunity to increase public safety, and then also the events and the things that could be shared to the public that's at both ends of the ferry terminals, and the whole time they're there, we have an opportunity to actually share what's going on the island, which could enhance business and again, safety. So, and I don't know the internal workings, I don't know the cost of it. I'm happy to dig in if that helps.
I feel like it might exceed the scope of the transportation, the Harbor Commission here. But it's not a terrible idea. I think Cal has a comment.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Okay, so on that, when we first went with Bayfield Wireless, we did a pretty significant rework of our entire internet system to make sure that it was in compliance with all legal requirements of data separation, proper channels. So at this stage, where we're currently at is we're still working out some small minor bugs that have caused some hiccups, especially with the boats, because they're moving points. And we've had a couple of other random issues, such as on the office, one day the excavator boom was too high and it blocked one of our antennas. So we're still working out some of those things. The taller towers is on the budget. That would help a lot in making it a little bit more robust. But I just wanted to comment as far as where the docks are at, which is I think probably my only area of input on this. As far as each dock, we are set up with the capability to essentially flip a switch and have totally safe public Wi-Fi. I think where we were at, however, is we're just trying to make sure that we get kind of all of those little bugs knocked out as a priority first before we worry about turning on that switch. As of how we're progressing right now, it's going really well. I mean, we're having very long stretches between problems, and they tend to be completely unrelated to Bayfield Wireless. And then I think it would require a review of our bandwidth concerns with Bayfield Wireless, but they've been always positive about public Wi-Fi. So I don't, I think they'd be amendable to allowing additional bandwidth throughout our existing system available to the public. But I just wanted to update that it's already built. There really wouldn't be, as far as I'm aware, a significant additional cost other than the already infrastructure that we're maintaining. But we're holding out on, bringing it forth to the Harbor Commission until, we feel that we've got the kind of the more operational things worked out really well, and then proposing that next change.
I'd welcome further discussion there. But there, like I said.
That sounds great. Keep working on it. And also I do love the idea of creating a portal where people log into the Wi-Fi and then you can have them see information.
You have to see the information.
You have to.
Log in.
So that would be a nice opportunity.
Who would be loading the information?
Well, MIF will probably, they're in charge of the Wi-Fi. They're handling the Wi-Fi, so.
I'm sure it would take some administration. I'm sure, I mean, Bayfield Wireless is not an expensive cost for us, and I'm sure there would be administrative and other expenses that would increase.
I'm
But
just wondering
No,
if,
he's already got the router and that stuff. They're just not using it now. They just don't have it accessible.
the technical aspects of this are in
In
our
place.
place. However, I think the policy, the impact of this thing is town, I mean, it's a larger issue.
Yeah, it's not just, it's way more than transportation.
I think it's town board.
I could see it going forward as a cooperative effort, between Bayfield Wireless, perhaps the chamber, whatever entities wanted to advertise on there.
I don't know. I think you had it right when, why don't we focus on the ferry landings and our part of it and the.
Oh, let it go
and
in there.
Yeah, I don't know why we have to be involved with Wi-Fi in the island. I just don't think that's our scope.
Agreed.
Expanding it at all, it's a larger issue.
I agree. Quickly.
I think the only reason is I was advised by Mike to talk to you guys because you're in control. So everybody wants to kind of hand up
Yeah.
who's responsible and who, so whatever it takes, if it's back to the town to discuss it, then I'm happy to bring it up there too.
So Steve, it's both. Okay, it's both entities. Okay, so the town's not going to be involved in the Wi-Fi on the boats. And I think they're perfectly happy to let Miffle handle the Wi-Fi on the docks. And so on that part, I think Harbor Commission and Miffle is the right place. With respect to your other ideas of, putting Wi-Fi like in the downtown area, rec center and all, that's definitely a town board thing.
Cal, can you refresh my memory? Are we still utilizing Norvato and Bayfield Wireless on the island at the docks for ticket selling in particular?
So what we currently have right now is, yes, we have a fail-safe system. I've been working with Bayfield Wireless going back to January. We've been prioritizing certain things. That getting the cameras online was really the big push this spring. But we've been prioritizing getting off of Norvato because we are, paying a monthly charge for that. We have utilized it now, and again, in the case of Arnie's boom getting in the way of that antenna, we rolled over to Norvato, and so the office ultimately didn't know, right? So the office could continue to have the internet. So as of right now, we still have it as a fail-safe because we did have actually the our server for ticketing went down, which is not related to the internet, but it is a connection issue for 45 minutes, and it is just absolutely chaotic. Not being able to accept credit cards. So this is a part of those, like pieces that we're still making sure that we can get smoothed out before, we get rid of the fail safes. But it is the plan. Ultimately, once we can get to that point where, okay, we've isolated all of those weird, the boom's too high sort of situations, that then we'll get rid of Norvato and reduce internet costs even further.
Okay, thank you. Anything more on the public Wi-Fi options? Let's move on then to Middle Road property update.
So we met with the I don't know, have we discussed this with everybody?
No, we have not.
So, yeah, we met with the guys from Northland Tech. They've gone through the building. Everything has met the preliminary inspection process. The next steps, he was supposed to email me like a week ago, which I haven't gotten and Tyler hasn't gotten yet, so we'll follow up with them. But the basics is that we needed, I forwarded to you, that we needed.
Yep.
Town needs to prove that there's not a lien on the property because people have tried to burn them down and say, wait, my house went burned down. And also that we have it cleared of asbestos. So there may be some tiles or something that need to be pulled out of there. Whatever it is, it would be small if we have to do it.
And the insurance coverage, I think, was the last piece of that puzzle.
Yeah, so that all the other prep work, all the furniture and stuff that needs to come out of there, the fire department will do a couple nights before the burn. Then it can go back in on the fire. So all the furniture and stuff that comes out can be burned and will be gone by the. They can't do anything with the Quonset hut, but they think we can do the garage. We have to, same thing, we have to get all the stuff out of there.
So the proximity of those trees between.
A couple of those trees
Might have to come down.
are gonna have to come down. But they likely would have had to come down when we tore down the building.
Yeah.
anyway, So.
And that'll be a good practice for exposure protection. Maybe we can save them.
Yeah, it's
Fine.
possible. He said that one of them for sure.
Okay.
And Katie, we should probably let the bank know that we're gonna do this, because it was part of what they lent us
Okay.
money for, so.
Okay.
I don't know that they per se have a specific lien.
Okay.
Me too. Yeah, we talked about that, yeah.
Yeah. He'll send me the exact details. As soon as I get
Are
those
we insuring
emails.
anything out there right now? Are we insuring those buildings right now?
For, minimal amount.
Yeah, like I think, cause it's town owned, I think like the general liability,
Yeah, it's all under, it's like not extra,
like an umbrella.
it's part of the town's whole package for all town property.
It sounded like the fire protection had to be removed from the policy for that prior to the burn.
Exactly.
So that we don't try to file a claim.
Yes, that's what people have done apparently. He said you would not believe. So everything's on track. It's really great. And I'm thrilled because these happen so rarely nowadays. It used to be a pretty common occurrence. You'd have one or every year, every couple of years. Now it's very long and far few between, and it's such great training. It's invaluable.
Great.
The only other note on that is that we did send a letter out to the Brennans.
Her again and.
I noticed that the mast is gone from along the Quonset hut. I don't know if they've removed other items from inside or even where the ownership lies with those. So I think we'll see where we end up.
The Quonset hut is, I wouldn't advise anyone going in there. That is structurally unsound.
Some homes lasted the last couple big snow years.
My
I don't
went
know.
right through up to my knee, like one step in there. It is not safe.
Oh, wow.
Does it have a floor in it?
Not really.
Not anymore.
It's about what? 8 inches.
I've never been in there.
It's weird, yeah. Once I did.
The roof's coming in. It's not safe.
And that's part of, the town, crew is planning in October to take that down.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, people
And clean up the mess.
aware of it.
okay, great.
Prepared.
Next up, we have AED information update. I don't have any kind of updates, maybe.
Yeah, just real quick, so still a work in progress. Thanks to Sarah, Day and Tom for providing me various leads. We're looking at, initially finding one for each dock, and then expand to, each of the vessels. Trying to apply for things that are the same brand. There's different manufacturers that are out there, and looking at that because of, maintenance and training. So we don't want to bring in 5 different manufacturers. Have to go through training and maintenance on those. So I'm applying to them as I find them, and we'll report hopefully when we're successful.
Thanks, Rich. Next up, I guess, is approval of bills.
I just got one question on one bill. There's an invoice from Guardian, which is a marine app for 625. Well, what's Guardian, Cal?
So that's part of our management software. So I've been paying for that. Robin and I have been paying for that out of pocket. So if that went through, that's not, we wouldn't ask for reimbursement on that.
Did you say?
Okay, it's not supposed to be part of the bill.
It's a mistake.
It's not supposed to be a part of the bill. No, so my apologies on that. We've been paying for that for several years now. And if it got through, my apologies.
Good catch there, Evan.
Do we know where it was so that we
It
can
was
do a,
near the back.
okay.
I can pull it out.
Well, I will, I guess, do I make a motion to approve the bills with that adjustment without having the exact dollar amount? Okay. Then I will move that we pay the bills in the amount of $309,450.65, less the Guardian invoice.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Future agenda items.
Tariff for emergency services.
School contract.
Bayfield School contract. Potentially,
Wi-Fi maybe?
No, and
No,
are we gonna hold off at the chamber until fall? or-
Yeah, she said until things slow down, so I'm assuming they're not wanting to do one in the next month or
We
so.
can probably take Wi-Fi off the agenda until we hear back from Cal when he's ready to launch the public Wi-Fi, then we'll look at maybe creating a portal.
Didn't want to let where Steve hangs. I continue with the Middle Road property update.
Yeah, let's leave that on until we hear back from Northland. Northwoods, I'm sorry.
So update on there. Do you want to keep the AD info update on there?
might as well,
Yeah, we can leave it.
something developed.
So I think if we don't make any significant progress on the grant, then we can just revisit.
Purchasing.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll come up with a few more things as time goes on. When do we want to meet, though? I'd propose Thursday, the 30th.
talked about
Unless we,
fourth Thursdays, or second Mondays and fourth Thursday.
that would be the 5th Thursday. But yes, we did kind of outline a meeting schedule. The 23rd would be actually would be the
Next week.
Thursday, yeah.
4th Thursday. And maybe we want to take quicker action on the Bayfield School contract anyway.
Yeah, because it's got to go with their board.
What do you think, Mayor?
I think it's good to keep continuity of the meeting.
Yeah, I could go Thursday, the 23rd,
I can go with that.
As well,
and that's at
9 a.m.
a 9
9
a.m.
o'clock.
And also on the 30th or just the 23rd?
It's the 23rd. Then the next one would be a Monday afternoon meeting.
Yeah, probably either the 3rd or the 10th. But this is a weird year with the Mondays and the Thursdays. 5 in each month. July and August, but. Next up, I guess, is another opportunity for public comment. Paul Rohr?
Three things. Number one, thanks for having a meeting with Eve. And number two, thanks for keeping AC on. And number three, when you put an agenda item that says possible cargo contract, if you could specify in the future, if this
has a, again, an agenda, exactly what cargo is. I mean, is it propane? Is it
Mhm.
firewood? Is it groceries? I mean, cargo's kind of catch it all. Just trying to be a little more specific. Electrical goods?
Regarding the public Wi-Fi. I agree that it should be, there's two separate issues here. The ferry line and the public safety issue. The town addressed that when they got in the cell phone tower. They knew the new cell phone tower wasn't going to provide coverage for the island, or half the island has poor phone service. So if you're going to provide Wi-Fi with the town, I would like it too for free. Okay, the North Shore, Schoolhouse Wood would love to have free Wi-Fi.
Point noted.
So for number 15 also, if it's possible cargo contract, I'm assuming it's probably a food thing that's happening. I would rather see you guys do a special contract for the two propane suppliers and the gas supplier who serve a lot more people on Madeline Island than just a food source. Because even though I've heard the term, we are a food desert, which, no, we're not. Thank you.
That's a fair point, John. We have considered them and we've not raised tariff rates for
Oh,
any fuels.
one more thing too, I guess I'm public comment is whatever happened to the two trucks? The refrigeration trucks, I know you can't answer it, but
They're still in service. Short answer. Any other public comment? Let's move on then to possible cargo contract.
So I'll move that we go into closed session for the cargo contract, the MOU with Bayfield Harbor Commission and medical management contract. All of them under state statute 19.851E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business. Whatever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. If the commission goes into closed session, it will reconvene in open session before adjourning. That's my motion.
I'll second that. And we'll do a roll call vote. Mary Ross.
Aye.
Jay Wiltz.
Hi.